Hey friends, so I'm Sarah, also known as Budget Girl, and I am here today to update you on my November 2020 budget and also a net worth update, which is very exciting. Just a quick note before we get into it, both of these spreadsheets that I am using and that you're going to see today are available in my Etsy shop. Everything is less than $10, so if you want to maybe start tracking your net worth or tracking your money as a step to mastering your money and meeting your financial goals, you can go purchase these exact sheets, use them exactly the way I do, and they'll help you get there. I have thousands of people who have used these to help them get out of debt, build wealth, etc. So that is that. And also, I heard you last time, we're zooming in a little on the budget so you can see the numbers more, and let's get into it. Okay, so starting off at the very top, I canceled my gym membership. I should have done this a long time ago. I wasn't exactly going super regularly before the pandemic hit, and then of course they paused everyone's memberships during the pandemic until like July, and I was not comfortable going to the gym after that, especially when they removed the mask ordinance for gyms. So I finally just went in and canceled it. That's how they get you. You have to actually go in to cancel it, at least at Planet Fitness, but I did, and they didn't give me any flack, and that's $20 a month plus the $50 a year charge. It was the $50 annual charge that happens in July that got me, where I was like, no, you've been closed for most of this year. You only just opened back up, and yeah, I'm not gonna pay you $50 to not come here. Somehow that hurt worse than the $20. So we did that, maybe when the world goes back to normal. I also added $5 a month to my Roth IRA auto pay, just to make my normal budget balance. So at the top here, let's first look at income. So I made $3,109.63 from my day job as a communications coordinator at Texas A&M University. I love my job. I'm very lucky to have it. They treat me very well there. And then everything else below this also contributes to my monthly income. So Budget Girl, which is this, which you are watching, the Small Business Associated, I had a really wonderful month. That was mostly from Etsy sales, and we'll get to that. I made $3,663.57 off of Budget Girl, and you'll see where I put that later. Also, Jacob paid me $699.14 for rent and electricity. So you can actually see the breakdown of what he pays right here. He pays $500 a month for rent, $37.39 for internet, $30 for lawn, $96.75 for electricity, and that's just whatever the bill is. We split it down the middle. And then I also have a renewing Monster energy drink subscription because I have Amazon, and so that ships for free, so he just pays me back for that in his rent, totaling just under $700. By the way, I also have a new blog post up on budgetgirl.com that goes into how we decided how much he would pay for rent and how we would split the bills now that we're in a house that I own and are not just like splitting apartment rent anymore. Because as you can see, I only pay $150 to my mortgage every month. He pays $500. And a lot of people have thought that that was really unfair, but I have a whole blog post going into how we decided on that, how to make sure that you're not taking advantage of your partner, or that your partner is not taking advantage of you, and how to have like grown-up money conversations as a couple, over on budgetgirl.com. So I go into all the reasonings on that. We even talk about like the conditions of his lease. And yeah, I wrote a lease for him, and what happens if we break up. So go check that out if you're nosy, and I know you are because you're watching this video. Then Budget Girl Properties, I own a duplex. If you haven't heard, I bought a duplex this year. I live in one side, I rent out the other. The other side rents for $10.50 a month, and that just goes, that comes in and that goes straight out to my mortgage. So my total income for the month was $8,522.32, which is absolutely nuts because if you go back about 6 years on this channel, my total income used to be $1,600 a month, and I showed you my budgets back then too. So if you want to take a trip down memory lane where I started, that's kind of fun. All right, let's get into the expenses. So this is my main box, and I try to live off of less than 60% of just my day job budget. So Budget Girl money goes further down, you'll see that later, but these are just my normal expenses for the amount that I make at Texas A&M. So giving, my mortgage, didn't have any lawn care expenses this month, car insurance, phone, gas, electric, as you can see, total is $193.49. I pay half, Jacob pays half. I did go over on groceries this month. We went camping in November for Thanksgiving, and yeah, had to buy a bunch of food for that, specifically to go out into the woods and cook over fires, etc. And then I was also a little bit over on personal and just barely under on restaurants. And then I was over on clothing. So let's go over here, because these feeder boxes flow into this blue box budget, so I can actually see where my money is going. Because when I didn't have these originally, way back in the day, I and just like updated the amounts, I was always like, did I actually log that? But no, this is how I do this. So you can see everything here. All the times I got groceries, we spent $50 at Buc-ee's. That was probably the thing, but I love Buc-ee's. Beaver nuggets, y'all, the salted caramel beaver nuggets, I stand. And yeah, so that's all of that. And then also down just a little bit, I ordered some, let's see, gifts, and I ordered some new sneakers that I found online to replace some that were just dead. I ordered some stuff from Old Navy and then returned half of it. And then I ordered a Brahmi from TikTok because I was really susceptible to internet advertisements that month. Well, we shall see. It looked like a miracle. We shall see. I'll report back. And then under miscellaneous here and up here, you see these two little weird purple boxes. These are housing expenses. So I actually list income and outgo for BG Properties, aka my duplex right here. It's never a lot because right now we just live out of here and my renters don't need that much stuff, but eventually when both of these units are rented out, there will be a lot more to track. So I hired a handyman to do grounding on an outlet outside and replace two broken outlets actually inside, and that cost $75. And I also bought 2 new bathroom cabinets, which I'm very excited about. I bought them off of Facebook Marketplace, and we've hung one in the center bathroom on this side, and the other is actually gonna go in my rental unit eventually, and it just adds a little bit more storage to the bathroom. They match the materials that are already in there, and I absolutely love it. I love having a little more storage in the bathroom. And these bath cabinets, I'll put a picture up, they are $88 each at Bed Bath & Beyond, and I got 2 for 70 bucks off Marketplace. Always get housing stuff off of Marketplace. Always, always, always. If you can, you'll save a lot of money. Okay, so let's go into, oh, we almost skipped savings and insurance. So 30% of my day job income goes to savings. I love savings. Right now, mainly I am saving for a house emergency fund. So this duplex that I've been going on and on about, I want there to be $10,000 in the bank just in case something bad happens. I need a new roof, I have a non-paying tenant, anything and everything like that. I want 10K in the bank just so I can cover it and don't have to touch my personal emergency fund. The rest of these, Christmas sinking fund, long-term savings, travel fund, medical ROI, are all things that just if I need money for them throughout the year, because I know eventually I will, they get saved for. It's a way that I don't mess up my normal budget throughout the months, and also I'm a safety-minded person and I enjoy having a lot in savings. So, and then $380 a month goes to investing. Some of that is into my Roth IRA, and then some into M1 finance, and totals that to 12% of my income. Let's see. All right, so for a budget girl, here is where my income came from. $1,418.57 from YouTube. So thank you very much for watching. Even though I did have a video demonetized this month, it was on financial abuse, and I think it was a really important topic, and I'm not mad that I'm not making money off of it. I'm mad that they demonetized it because they're not going to promote a video that's not monetized. So I'll link it below if you want to go watch it. It's on how to spot the signs of financial abuse, how to get help, and get out of that situation if you are in it, and just a lot of resources. I think that's an important topic to consider in this realm that we're in. YouTube didn't want to incentivize that, but that is okay. That I have a platform and I want to serve people that are in that type of situation. So go check that out if you are interested, and let's move on. I also made $200 money coaching, $18.76 from Amazon Associate, which is my Amazon store, which is also linked below in every video. Essentially, if I love something I got off of Amazon, I put it in my store, and if you go purchase it, on my recommendation, I get a tiny little kickback at no cost to you. It's a nice little trickle of income, and also everyone's always asking me like, what type of equipment do I use for videos, everything like that. All that stuff's listed in the store. Makes it a very easy so. And then AdSense for my website. This is very exciting. My website has been costing me money for like 3 years now, and I'm finally starting to actually make money from it. This still doesn't cover the hosting, but I made 108 bucks. So go to budgetgirl.com if you would like to help. And then off of media.net, that is another ad runner that I have on the website. I made $102, and that's for like the past 4 or 5 months on there. They pay out when I hit $100. So I did not make $200 off of my website this month, but I made $200 off my website in the past several months, which is still a win. And then TubeBuddy affiliate, I use a service called TubeBuddy to help me generate tags and do SEO for my YouTube channel. And I guess someone saw my link for it, and they purchased it, and I got $50 because they purchased it. How cool. I don't actually know who did it. And then Etsy, this is very exciting. My Etsy shop kind of blew up this month. I had like 400 sales going into it. I sell this budget, the net worth tracker, and a Christmas budget, and I've only had the shop for a year. I used to just give away my budgets, and I gave away thousands, and now I have a much more curated one with a full instructions list and like a troubleshooting tutorial and all sorts of stuff, just to make it as easy as possible. But I do actually charge for that, and you know, like I said, everything's under $10. Most things are under $8, and I was featured on a BuzzFeed article for Christmas gifts for highly practical people, and I got, I think, like 300-400 sales from that. So I actually got 2 payments from Etsy, the first for $405.61 and the second for $1354.96, which just, for passive income, I don't have to do anything for that. People purchase the budgets and they get automatically downloaded. I don't have to do anything other than just answer if anyone has any questions. So that's just my favorite stream of income. Hands freaking down. It requires no like long hours of editing or conceptualizing or anything at all. My favorite. Highly recommend digital downloads if you would like a passive stream of income. And if you'd like to learn about all my streams of income, because I have 7, I have a video on that I will also link below. So with every business comes expenses. So I pay for internet, Canva, a VA who does my newsletter. I outsource a couple of videos a month usually to a video editor, and then I had to re-up my old domain name, which was gobudgetgirl.com. Now I had to have budgetgirl.com. I kind of paid out the nose for that, but I'm glad I have it because that's real easy to remember. And then I paid a freelancer for writing an article, and then I also saved $119.50 for quarterly estimated taxes. So my total take home for Budget Girl was $3,267.90. All right, now before we go into what we do with everything, all right, let's go over into Christmas, because I'm sure somebody was like, Sarah, it's November. Did you not do any Christmas shopping? No, I did a lot of Christmas shopping, but that's where my sinking funds come in. So I save, as you saw above, $100 a month for Christmas. It automatically gets deducted from my checking account to a savings account with the name Christmas on it. And I then pull from that every year. And I didn't spend much money on Christmas last year, so I had like $1,800 in it, and I spent almost $1,000 of that in the month of November. So that doesn't go into my normal budget, that just went into a little box on my spreadsheet where I totaled it up, and then the total, which was $966.60, I removed that from my sinking fund and I put it back into my account, and I'm all clear. So I ordered Christmas PJs and a bunch of little gifts for Jacob, and flights to Mississippi to go see my aunt and uncle. Those are the only people we'll be seeing other than through the airport, but it's been a couple of years, and so we're going to go see them for just a couple of days. And yeah, gifts and wrapping paper and some little decor, because it was the first year in a new house that I own, and I don't regret a penny of it because it was saved for, and I don't have to pay for any of it later. All right, so what did I do with everything? So from the main box up here, you can see that I had $140.16 left over. So I had a little bit left over from lawn and blah, 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 blah. So $140.16, that goes in this box here. Then income minus expenses for Budget Girl. It's a sole proprietorship for Budget Girl, so I just take whatever I make minus my expenses, other than the tax savings. Is $3,267.60 equals total take-home pay after all of my bills and expenses and everything, $3,407.83. What am I going to do with that? So $239.37 is being sent to my emergency fund. A couple of months ago, I got into a car accident. I had you purchase a new car. I did so with cash, but I took that cash from my emergency fund. So the last couple of months, I've been refilling it. So as of a transfer a little earlier today, I now have $10,000 in my personal emergency fund again. Yay! It just helps me sleep better at night. I love my savings. And the rest, the $3,168.46 that was left, I actually sent to my house emergency fund. I swear, I'm sure you guys think I'm boring sometimes, but I love savings. It saves your butt. So I actually only have $2,000 left to get that to 10K, which was what I wanted. Now let's go check my net worth and see how this month affected it. As you can see, here is my net worth tracker, and we just kind of scroll down from the top. I've got about $5,500 in my checking account and $2,500 in my duplex checking account. That is a checking account that I have separate from my personal account, where my rental income goes in and my mortgage payment gets drafted out of. So that keeps essentially just a little over a month's mortgage payment in there, just in case. I like it. Savings. So that's $8,114 in just checking. And then my emergency fund, as we mentioned, 100% funded, $10,000. And then my duplex e-fund is now at $7,976. So close. I can't wait to see 10 and 10 right there, up from $4,306 last month. So $19,706 in those savings accounts. And then sinking funds. So total of $4,541 in sinking funds. You can see how those are distributed here. I have over $1,000 in travel, because nobody's been traveling this year, and then a little bit in a new home savings account. I'll get back to that eventually. And then insurance, car repair, pet, Christmas, and medical. That comes out to a total of $32,361 in cash and savings. That may feel like way too much to you. I love it. Love it. So, as someone who was formerly broke and started this financial journey because I was terrified that I wasn't going to be able to pay rent, I love having savings. Savings protects you from the universe being terrible to you, like a terrible friend. So let's now go into retirement, aka long-term invested savings. So I have $12,092 in my Texas A&M Teachers Retirement System retirement plan, and then $9,184 in an old IRA, and then $2,278 in a Roth IRA, and then $8,619 in another Roth IRA, equaling $32,173 in retirement savings. Hopefully next year I'll be able to bump that up a little bit. I am 32, so 32 grand in retirement savings is fan-freaking-tastic, but I can do better, especially now that I don't have any debt other than my mortgage. So we're gonna try to max out the Roth IRA next year, I think. Who knows, maybe I'll be able to do it this year. You do have until April 15th to fund your Roth IRA for the previous year. Fun fact. So other investments, I did close out a old Stockpile and Robinhood account. Those are individual stock trading apps that I was testing really for budget girl purposes. So when people ask me, do you like these? I could say no, I did not. So many fees. So I do still have some money in Acorns and some in M1 Finance. So the total in other investments is just over $1,000, and those investments plus my cash and savings equals $65,579 in liquid assets, which is very exciting. Let's go into non-liquid assets. So property assets, I own my duplex, which is worth $240,000. And I own a car, which is worth about $6 grand, equaling $246,000. Total all assets is $311,579. And then let's go into debts. I do have one debt. It is my mortgage, and I owe $223,699 on my mortgage. I paid $1,700 a month for my mortgage, and the total went down $359 because I only bought it in May. I only bought it in May, and yeah, top front end of your loan, you're gonna be paying a lot in interest, so just gotta get through it. So your total net worth is all of your assets minus all of your liabilities. So all of my retirement savings, property, everything like that, you can get as niched and detailed as you want. I do not go into like jewelry, mostly because I don't own any expensive jewelry, but anything like that, I just use my house and my car, and that minus your debts. I only have one debt, which is my mortgage. So your total net worth, my total net worth, is $87,888. Mostly this is up in a small part to some of my retirement assets went up a decent amount. My Wealth Simple account went up quite a bit, my TRS account went up quite a bit, and essentially stock market had a good month. So this swings. There's always going to be quite a bit of swing on that, especially in kind of our volatile nation state. Just gonna happen. My cash assets are always gonna be a little bit more simple. So I am up $8,071 from last month. That is not all money that I made. A lot of that was the stock market. And then I'm also up $23,892 for the year. That's pretty good. I make 50 grand a year. At my main job, almost half of that getting to either save or grow as an investment is really, really, really cool. So $87,880 is my new net worth for the beginning of December. I'm gonna do one more update at the very end of December or the beginning of January to let you know kind of where my finances started and where they ended for this year. I want you to know budgeting works. It will get you there. I owe a lot of my success to budgeting. Like I said at the beginning of this video, at the beginning of budgeting, I was making $1,600 a month. Not like from my day job plus side hustles. That was everything. Obviously, my expenses were a lot lower then. Now I am in a much better position. I'm in one where I'm not just kind of getting by. I'm actually able to use some of the money that I have at still a mid-level income to purchase things like investments and real estate that are actually making me money. And that's where I always wanted to get. That's where I want you guys to get, because when you're trading just hours of your life for money, it's always going to be hard to get by. I want to encourage you guys to master your money so that you can use some of it to grow more money, which is the secret of the wealthy. So if you are interested in any of that, I would love it if you hit subscribe and also liked this video, because I don't do these to brag. I do them to show you how far you can come, and also just the real nuts and bolts of how a pretty normal person is able to get ahead and build wealth. Make sure to go check out budgetgirl.com for more free and frugal resources, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.